Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are discussing one of my favorite topics in the whole world. The scarf. Doesn't matter your style, doesn't matter your body shape, it doesn't matter your age or your complexion. Scarves are as democratic as the vote and everybody can benefit from their amazingness. First thing, they do not take up a lot of space, so you can be a crazy person like me and buy tons and tons of scarves and they're not going to fill up your wardrobe. I love that scarves are very versatile, so depending on the color of your scarf, the material of your scarf, and the way you choose to tie it, you can wear it to a very casual setting, but also to an event or something a little bit more formal. They can be worn on your head, around your neck, around the handle of your purse, even as a top. You can find scarves in any price point. I particularly don't have a lot of designer scarves yet. The goal will always be to get myself an Hermes. It almost happened last night, but my angel just kept me from clicking on the buy button. But you can find amazing alternatives in fast fashion, high street, vintage shops, consignment stores. I have been passed down a few scarves from family members. So it is just all of the good things. All of the good things come with scarves. So today I thought that I could, number one, show you my favorite ways of tying a scarf, so my favorite knots, while also showing you my favorite pieces and my favorite prints, so we can explore the amazing possibilities of scarves together. Starting with my pride and joy, if you watched my Vlogmas, you will have seen this. This is my very first designer scarf that I ever got. This is Ferragamo, and to me this is the quintessential scarf, not only because of the fabric, it is 100% silk, but I think that the pattern is great because you get something different in the center than the borders, and the size is fantastic. So this is an 85 by 85 centimeter scarf, which allows you to fold it in so many different ways. It's not so big that it's going to be bulky when you wear it around your neck, but it's also not so small that you don't get different knots from it. So my first knot that I want to show is the one that I wear the most, and I think it's the one that complements every scarf that you have. It works with scarves that are big like this, but it also works with smaller scarves. Let's just put my hair back so I'm not tying my hair in the scarf. Fashion is not pain anymore. To achieve this knot, which I like to call bib or cowboy knot, you fold your scarf in half. Now I have a tag here and I'm just keeping this tag because it is Ferragamo, and if you want to pass this down to someone or if you want to resell it eventually, this will keep its value. Usually if I buy scarves from fast fashion stores, I will usually cut out the tag because they are attached like this, so just a little bit of thread, really easy to take off. This one I'm keeping, but I want to hide it. I don't want the tag lying around, so I'm just going to fold the two opposing corners with the tag inside, and I will even, where you have the tag, I will make it a little bit shorter, just so that when I'm folding it, I am assuring that that tag will remain concealed. And you can do this in two ways. The most classic and the easiest one is to tie it around your neck, give a little knot on the back, and you're good to go. This is the simplest one, very flowy, and you can even kind of adjust it to make it more put together. True bib style, you can give it one knot, you can even do a double knot if you want to make it more secure. And this is great for wearing with a high neck, great with a jacket. I love that it keeps a sort of triangle here, but to give it even more interest and to take advantage of more of the design of the scarf, I will do the same thing. So fold it in half like this. The ends go on the back, but then I loop them and bring them to the front. I like it relatively tight to my neck. And then you can do two things. You can either tie it down here, and then you will get this sort of cravat triangular portion, or what I do is tie it over. So you get all of the design of the scarf concentrated around your neck, which makes it way more interesting. And you just adjust it to how you like, so you get the center of the design here, and then you get the corners here. I think this is a great way of just throwing on your scarf when you don't know what to do with it. Just have to make sure that everything sort of lays flat and there aren't any bulky parts. But yeah, the simplest way works with the scarf that is big like this, works with the smaller scarf. It's just a no-brainer. Another very simple way of wearing a scarf is just either draping it over your shoulders like this. I think this is very Queen Elizabeth. This is beautiful to wear if you're wearing maybe a sweater with a high neck, a blazer, a coat. This is great. And you can even not drape it covering your shoulders, but just slightly. So this is more of like a sailor knot, which I think is very elegant as well. As I was saying, I like to buy scarves from the fast fashion chains. I don't see any problems with that, especially if they have a design that I like. And here we have two different options. This one is Zara, this one is H&M. From afar, they kind of look same quality, but you can already see that they fall sort of differently. The Zara one is more flowy, more light, and the H&M one seems a little more rough and kind of doesn't have the same flow. If you look at them closely, you'll see that the Zara one does have a lighter fabric, and the H&M one, you can even see how it creases, is not as high of a quality. So they are both beautiful. I even prefer this print to this one. But what I like to do when the fabric is not ideal, I will fold it more. So my favorite way of doing this is we're just going to place the corners, the opposing corners, towards the center. Then we'll start folding it to the width that we want. I like it about, how much is this? 5 centimeters. But you can do it as thin or as thick as you like. And you will just continue folding one side at a time until they meet in the middle. And then you fold it in half and you just get a perfect strip of fabric. And folding it like this will just give you a much more clean and less bulky strip of fabric. So what I like to do is two things. There is the easiest knot that you can do, which is basically putting it around your neck, tying it 2 times and calling it a day. This is fine. This is great when you're in a hurry or if you don't want to spend too much time. I personally like to do this in a more neatly done way. So what I do is I will take one of the sides and I will make it slightly longer. Then I will take the longer side, do a knot, but I will keep my fingers within that knot. So it kind of creates a little loop. Then I will pass this other corner inside the loop. And then I will secure the knot by pulling the side like this. So this way, can you see that it gives you a much cleaner, more structured, more organized knot? It's not just flaps going everywhere. They are actually facing where you want them to face. And the good thing is that since it is fastened like this, you can make it a little bit tighter, you can make it less tight, and you can just adjust it and then just secure the knot like this. And this kind of knot is great if you want to wear it in the front, like a little detail. Great for spring summer, I think, this type of knot. If you want the tips, one in the back and one in the front, so very charming if you're wearing a dress or maybe even a boat neck, gorgeous. Or you can even put it to the back, and if you have maybe a low back, maybe instead of wearing a necklace you want to wear a scarf. Very charming. And then if you want to make this more autumn winter appropriate, you don't even have to undo this. You take the same strip that we created, then you will place the center of the scarf like this with the tips facing backwards. You cross it over, bring it back to the front, and you tie a knot like this. I love this knot because one, it's super simple. Two, I love how it covers your neck, so it's great if you're cold, great if you want something to just give you a little bit of coverage, a little bit of protection, and a great way of using those scarves that maybe don't have really noble materials, but that have beautiful designs. And another great way of making these sort of strips of fabrics around your neck more interesting is if you have a more graphic pattern like this. For instance, this one is from Mango, and you can see that it has stripes, and this is a great pairing with maybe a button-down shirt, so I'm gonna show you. Okay, so first thing we're doing is folding our scarf in half like this. Again, tag remains in the part that is going to be hidden. Then we want to create a sort of accordion folding, so we're gonna do this and this, and we're just going to gather the fabric until we get horizontal stripes like this. So you can see here that these foldings sort of created these parallel lines, and we want them to be straight and we want them to be visible. And in order to secure the design that we created, I'm just going to tie a knot here and on the other side. This way, when we're placing the scarf on our neck, the little folds will not come undone. So here it is, secured with the little knots in the corners, and now we can place it on our neck. So I'm just going to place this over my neck like this, making sure that the folds stay put. Then I will secure it on the back. Once it is secure, you can take off the little knots that you made before. And here you'll see that you get these straight lines that really complement the design of the scarf. I'm just going to give it one more knot to secure the folds, and ignore the color combination or the fact that I'm wearing another shirt below it, but just to give you an idea of how I would do this, I would simply close my shirt up to where you can see the scarf, and there you go. Just a small detail that I feel like looks so good, especially with a button up. You can even do it all the way up, but then you would have to have created smaller creases. Let's see how this goes. It's just a more organized type of draping that is not so flowy, so constructed that would bulk up all of this part here. This way it is nice and tidy. Lovely. And speaking of styling pieces, specifically with certain types of scarves, I really love to wear scarves with blazers and with coats, especially around the collar. I feel like they add some different tones and some shape that otherwise would just be a normal blazer over your shoulders. So for instance, if I take this blazer, which is just a basic black blazer, a blazer always looks nice, but this to me seems a little bit generic. If I take a beautiful scarf and I fold it in half, we can do the various little tricks that we did before. So you can drape it over the shoulder. Look at that. That is completely gorgeous. You can even, again, tie it on the back. Some people like to tie it in the ends on the same side. So you tie here instead of making a triangle. Same corners, like the corners that are closer together. And this way you get yourself a little shawl. like this. See? With little sleeves. You can even wear this without the blazer. Yes, lovely. And if you want to make this even more of a statement, the way that I like to do this, especially if I'm wearing a blazer and I want people to see the scarf and give me compliments, I fold it in half. This is great for bigger scarves like this. Then I'll drape it over my shoulders like this. Then I cross them over, tie them on the back, and this will completely cover the front of your outfit. It just looks like you're wearing a top underneath, and you put on your blazer, and it just gives it such a beautiful coverage around this area. If I'm wearing something that is a little bit tighter or that I feel like will be able to keep the ends in instead of tying it around the back, I will just tuck it into my trousers or my skirt or whatever I'm wearing, and gives you even a more flowy look. Something else that you can do to make your scarf even more visible is you can wear it like this and maybe tie the little knots like we did before, but it's just a little tiny detail that will look intentional and will give it more interest. So just like this, or you can even play around with a belt. So in this case, you can either place one side over the other. I like actually leaving the sides parallel and then placing my belt over it. And of course you can leave the back flowy just so you have movement, but it's just another way of showcasing two accessories. And if you want to add a blazer over it, just building layers gives any outfit so much more detail and intricacy, and this would look lovely with a white shirt. Wait, let me try and do this. Turn up our collar like this, then we belt it, make sure it's aligned. I think this looks great by itself. Let's ignore the top that I have underneath. Just such a beautiful coordination, but if you put on a blazer over the top, you have the scarf, the belt, and the blazer. If you feel like you don't have the dexterity or the patience to make these knots, what you can use if you find it a little bit difficult is either a brooch, or you can simply use a ring. With the brooch, you can just put on your scarf, use your brooch carefully so you don't ruin the fabric of the scarf, and you just place it wherever you want to place it. So in this case, I would like to place it here, so I'll just... and you're good to go. I love this if you have beautiful vintage brooches, but if you don't have a brooch, you can get your ring and simply pass the tips or the corners of your scarf within the ring, and this will be the simplest way of doing it. And again, you can make it tighter or you can make it looser if you want to secure it. Just to be sure that nothing will happen to your ring, you can tie the ends like this so it doesn't fall out. It's also great to do the little side knot. So the way that you can do it is fold your scarf like this, and you're gonna pass this little loop inside the ring. So there you go, you see, like this. Then you insert this corner inside that loop, and instead of closing it with a knot, you just pull the other side that was the loop, and you're good to go. Great way of securing your scarf, making sure that it's not going anywhere. Something else that you can use to add detail to scarves, if you're like me and you like clip-on earrings, and you can just use this within the knot to decorate it. Aren't we resourceful? We used brooches, we used rings, we used belts, we used earrings. And of course, we have so many possibilities. We can do something to wear them also on my hair. So this to me is such a Jackie Kennedy in Saint-Tropez look. For summer we can wear it like this. For winter, either like this or even tying it on the back. You can leave the tip out like this, or you can even cover it. Old Hollywood star sort of tie. Let me add some sunglasses to this. I mean, my God, that was a workout, and you guys know that I do not work out, but it was all worth it because I think it is very important for us to never forget how scarves can be such a great friend in our wardrobes. As I said, they are super versatile. They allow us to play around with them. I think they make amazing gifts actually. So do yourself a favor, if you don't have a scarf yet, get one, just one, play around with it and tell me about it. I am sure that in 5 years you will be just as crazy at me with this pile of scarves over my bed that I'm not gonna show you because it's a little scary, and you're not even gonna regret it. Honestly, I am proud of this mess. So yeah, you guys, tell me in the comments below, how do you wear your scarves, in what situation, how do you tie them, what is your favorite scarf? I would love to know. You guys know how much I love the comment section. It's just my favorite thing in the whole of YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found this helpful or at least entertaining, and we'll see each other again next time. Bye!